National Hispanic Heritage Month is celebrated from September 15th through October 15th. I thought I would share with you how my family will be celebrating our heritage and our love for our culture this month. Bienvenidos, welcome back. My name is Danny. I am a bilingual homeschooling mom to 4 little boys. Yes, I did cut my hair. I cut at least 18 inches of my hair and I did it all myself. So if you're wondering if it's really me, it is really me. Just a little bit about my family. We do live in the United States. I am Mexican. Now, we are not a monolingual home, meaning that we don't only speak Spanish at home. We speak both Spanish and English. Before, when my kids were itty bitty, we would speak only Spanish to my children, but as they have grown, it has just become more and more natural for them to speak English, which is expected and it is okay. All right, so now that you know a little bit more about me and my family, I want to say more about National Hispanic Heritage Month and what it celebrates. 5 Central American countries celebrate their independence from Spain on September 15th. Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua. On September 16th, Mexico celebrates its independence from Spain. On September 18th, Chile celebrates its independence. And on October 12th, Mexico and other countries celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day, which is known as El Día de la Raza. Now that day is a little bit less familiar to people, so now you know. My hope in this video is to encourage you and stir you to love and celebrate your heritage and your culture. As I mentioned in the introduction, it begins on September 15th and it ends on October 15th. You have plenty of time to celebrate your culture and your heritage, as it's just beginning, but also if you're watching this after October 15th, know that it is okay. Just like Valentine's Day, love can be celebrated any day, and your love for your culture and your heritage can be celebrated any day of the year. If you have watched my previous videos, you will not be surprised that I will be sharing with you my favorite books to read during this time. But before I get to the books, I do want to share a few other things that my family does this month to celebrate our heritage and our culture. On September 16th, which is Mexico's Independence Day, I printed out 3 coloring sheets of the Mexican flag. So my children had before them the beautiful, colorful Mexican flag, and I asked them to take a moment and observe the flag. I asked them what colors they saw on the flags, and then I told them what each color meant. Green stands for hope or esperanza, white is for unity and purity, and red represents the blood that was shed by those who fought for the independence of Mexico. We then talked about the eagle, its significance of having the serpent in its mouth. We talked about the cacti, the lake, the spines. After a very brief discussion, my kids colored their flag, and I want to show you what their flag looks like. So this is the flag that my 4-year-old colored, followed by my 1st grader's flag and my 3rd grader's. We then watched videos on YouTube that talked about the symbolism and significance of the Mexican flag. We listened and sung the national anthem of Mexico, and we watched YouTube videos celebrating Mexico's independence. The flag activity was very enjoyable for my children. It was pretty much free, and you can do it at home as well. I encourage you to Google the meaning and the significance of your country's national flag, and also YouTube videos about the flag and also your country's independence. Other ways that my family loves celebrating our heritage is attending festivals that are held throughout our city. Hispanic communities throughout the nation will host festivals called El Grito, and I have attended a few across states that I have lived. They have been so fun, so take a look at the events that your city is hosting this month. The 3rd way that my family will be celebrating is through our love of Mexican food. My husband in the recent years has become a phenomenal chef, a phenomenal cook. He loves to cook authentic yellow Mexican rice, enchiladas, sopes, tacos de asada. Oh my goodness, I would rather eat at home than go eat somewhere else, unless we are eating at our favorite taco truck. It is the place that I love taking my family and my friends who are visiting from out of state. So yes, I do love supporting our small Hispanic businesses. Okay, now that you are probably hungry and craving Mexican food, let me go back to show you the picture books that I mentioned at the beginning of this video. Before I go any further, I do want to say that if you don't own any of these books, that is okay. Definitely check your local library. See if they have any of these books, or any books for that matter, that celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. What better book to start with than Pepe and the Parade, a celebration of Hispanic heritage. If you're wondering where to start, this is a really great book to start with. The next book is called Spanish is the Language of My Family. This book follows the story of a little boy who is preparing for his Spanish spelling bee. Now he is getting ready and practicing with his grandmother. His grandmother shares how she was discouraged to speak in Spanish when she came to this country. This book is definitely a book that stirs appreciation for our freedom to speak in Spanish and ability to speak in Spanish. It is written both in Spanish and in English, but I translate it as I go and I just read it completely in Spanish to my children. The next book is called Abuela. This book is beautiful. It follows the relationship of a grandmother and her granddaughter. Now this book is written completely in Spanish. The next book that I'm going to show you is called Soñadores. It is written both in English and in Spanish. The English version is called Dreamers, but what I have in my hand is Soñadores. It is completely in Spanish, and if you are looking for a book that will make you cry, look no further than this book. It tells the story of a mother and son who immigrated to this country from Mexico to the United States. Now that is a very common story among immigrants. So if that is a personal story for your family, I highly recommend this book. The next book is called My Dog Just Speaks Spanish. This book talks about Aurora, who came to the United States and she has learned to speak English, but her dog, Nena, does not speak English and only speaks Spanish. So it is just a really fun and enjoyable story. My boys love this story, and this is a book that they regularly ask me to read to them. If you are Colombian or if you're not, I recommend the book Bibrio Burro. The next book that I'm going to show you is called Juan Bobo Busca Trabajo. This book is hilarious. It makes my kids laugh so hard every time we read it. It is very enjoyable. It is such a goofy story. If you're wanting to laugh with your kids, I highly recommend this book. It is just so funny. The next book that I want to show you is called Round is a Tortilla. This book is about shapes and is also written mostly in English with a little bit of Spanish in it. The next book that I'm going to show you is called Spanish is My Superpower. If you are a bilingual family, I do encourage you to read this book to your children. It has encouraged my children to be bold and full of courage when they speak in Spanish in public, and they have realized that speaking Spanish is their superpower. The next book is called Pacho Nacho. Now this book is just so funny, so hilarious. It is a story of brothers. One of the brothers has a really long name, and everyone must call him by that really long name. One day when the boys go out playing by the water, Pacho Nacho falls off a tree into the water, and his brother runs back to find help, tries to tell his parents, but his parents interrupt him. You just have to read the story. It is just so funny and so enjoyable. The last book that I'm going to show you is called Paletero Man. My sons love this book. They also love paletas, which is probably why they love this book, but also because the book is just so catchy, it is so colorful, it is so cultural, and it is incredible. Those are all the books that I wanted to show you. Those are the books that I will be reading to my sons this month. I do plan on making a full video sharing with you my favorite picture books in Spanish for elementary age kiddos, so keep an eye out for that video. I want to invite you to subscribe to my channel as I share more bilingual learning resources, and I want to ask you to please like this video. It just helps with the algorithm and getting it out to other people. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope that you are loving your one beautiful life.